माँ को तकलीफ़ ना हो, ख़र्च का कोई बोझ ना हो, मेरे भाइयों के लिए एक नया तारा चमके, मेरे जाने से मेरे घर में उजाला आए, घर में चूल्हा तो जलेगा, नए कपड़े होंगे। मैं थी 16 की, वो था 65 का, ईंट पर ईंट रखे एक नया घर बन जाए, रात ही रात मेरा घर महल बन जाए। दिल ने सोचा चलो सौदा कर ले। शाहीन नगर, बाबा नगर, बारकस, you will find all big houses.
Yeah.
But under the big houses you have the flesh of these adolescent girls. In the beginning क्या होता था कि लड़कियों को all 12, 13, 14 till 17, all of them would be dressed up very well and fully made up and walk from one corner of the room to the other corner of the room. And the sheikh would sit here and observe. Whichever girl he likes, that girl would be given 500 rupees. Then later on they talk to the family, they talk to the sheikh, and then the marriage is performed. And sometimes the nikah nama and talaq nama are signed at a time.
So it's not really a shadi.
We got the information that 33 girls were married like this.
How old were they?
All young girls, 14, 15, 16, 17, not 18. Case of Masarrat. She was married 7 times in 1 month. It's a legalized prostitution.
How is it legalized? क्योंकि
Because nikah nama है ना, fake nikah nama.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching or listening to another edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. This episode is being filmed in Hyderabad, Telangana. The topic of discussion today is the child bride racket in Hyderabad. The issue of child brides in Hyderabad is a serious one that has plagued this city and the country not for decades but much more. The reasons why this atrocity continues are not difficult to fathom. Inequalities, both financial and social, gender-related mindsets, and yes, bigotry. Despite stricter laws and increased awareness, the practice of marrying off young girls, mostly minors, continues in the old city. Most of these girls are married to older men or sheikhs living in Gulf countries, men 20, 30, 40 years older than them, in exchange for money. The entire marriage setup is illegal in every sense of the word. The child brides have no voice, are subjugated and subjected to cruelties. They have no rights once they are married off and sent abroad. Often their passports are taken away and they're subjected to prostitution and repeated marriages, dozens of times. My guest today is Jamila Nishat, activist and founder of Shaheen Women's Resource and Welfare Organization. Jamila ji, thank you so much for being part of the podcast. It's a topic that I want to discuss with you, which I have read about it, or I was just waiting for somebody who would be empathetic to the problem and not discuss the issue जैसे कि बाहर रह के. Since you work with women, for rescued women, इसलिए मैं पूछना चाहती थी कि ये कब से हो रहा है, कब तक चल रहा है?
देखिए, this started in 1970s and my own cousins those days got married like this. But those days the girls were taken there. They settled in their family. Whether it was a second marriage or third or fourth, that is immaterial. But they were living with that old man. Now they are married many times and they are set here only. They are not taken there. Very few of them are taken.
What do you mean married many times?
Many times.
So
in 2007, 8 or 9 when we interviewed 100 families and we got the information that 33 girls were married like this.
How old were they?
All young girls, 14, 15, 16, 17, not 18. And this, one of the girls who was married, she was 22 when she came here. And she wrote a letter to her. Those days we didn't have phone or anything. So she wrote a letter to her mother, Aapko 17वां दामाद Mubarak. This was in 2008 and 9. And she was the eldest daughter.
तो कितने सालों में 17 बार शादी कराई?
When she was first married, she was 13. तो आप सोचिए 13 से 22 तक she was married so many times.
So she never came back home?
She just couldn't come back home.
So who married her first and took her?
An old man, Sheikh, and this was a very poor family, and they had 7 daughters, and they thought this first daughter, if she is married like this, we will have enough money to marry off the other daughters. So she was married like that. But then after she went there, see what happens.
Went where?
Went to the Gulf country.
Huh.
It can be Muscat, it can be Dubai, it can be Kuwait, it can be anywhere. The recent marriage was in Kuwait. On last week, there was one marriage performed, which was from Kuwait. The man came from Kuwait.
तो वो शादी करके वहाँ ले जाते हैं and then they dump them.
No, that's what I'm saying. The whole system, I'll tell you how exactly
please
the
do,
system
yes.
is. There is one family here and one family there in the Gulf country.
Huh.
Because after 70s, people started moving from here to there to here. So one family, Hyderabadi family, who settles in Muscat or Sharjah or Dubai or anywhere, any small country also. Kuwait, Oman also, there were so many marriages happening.
Sudan, you telling?
Sudan story, I'll tell you, you will be wondering.
Yemen also. And
Yemen, there are many. But Yemen is a very poor country, so they don't keep the girl there.
Huh.
They marry here and spend some time and go away.
Huh.
So the one family there and one family here. Supposing I and my husband are here,
Huh.
my sister and her husband will be there in that place. They will find out which sheikh is very rich, who wants what kind of woman, who is a womanizer. They will search for that. These people, in the old city, there is another system. In every lane, we have one muscle man. He's not a very strong muscle man, but he is called Pahalwan. This Pahalwan keeps an eye on every house in that lane, whichever is very poor. They make friendship, call the family, brothers, and make a kind of relationship kind of thing. And then slowly they offer this.
वो middleman बन जाता है.
Middleman बन जाता है. और उसका एक भाई वहाँ पर होता है. And that man catches and then वो लोग उसके साथ आते, ये लोग इसके साथ आते. Then this old man, see, we got our organization registered in 2002. And we started doing sting operations from 2005 onwards. And we always find something new happening there. So in the beginning क्या होता था कि लड़कियों को all 12, 13, 14 till 17, all of them would be dressed up very well and fully made up and walk from one corner of the room to the other corner of the room. And the sheikh would sit here and observe. Whichever girl he likes, that girl would be given 500 rupees. That's how it starts. Then later on, they talk to the family, they talk to the sheikh, and then the marriage is performed. And these marriages are not performed in the way that marriages in Hyderabad are performed.
How are they performed?
यहाँ पहले तो these are fake marriages. In the sense, they are not recorded. Very few are recorded in the Waqf board. See, in Hyderabad, marriages are recorded in 5 places. If I get married, my marriage nikah would be with me, with my husband, then at the Waqf board, then at the Qazi's office, and one in the archives. इतना recording होता है.
Archives, government archives.
Government archives. इतना recording का system ये शादियों में नहीं होता. These marriages are not recorded with the Qazi also. हाँ, अभी तक मतलब after 2020 till 2000 they were recorded in the Qazi's office for some reason or other, for certificate, government certificate. But later on they stopped. This nikah is actually made in Bombay, Mumbai, and the marriages are performed late in the night at 3 o'clock.
Why Bombay?
And the nikah recently they have started writing nikah in Arabic, so that people will not be able to read what it is.
Otherwise, nikah namas are written in Urdu.
In Urdu. I myself translated 2-3 nikah namas.
So, it's just a piece of paper with no value, that means, no?
That's it. And sometimes the nikah nama and talaq nama are signed at a time.
So, it's not really a shadi. So, why Bombay? What is the connection?
there they must be, they connect, the Khazi must be connected to the Dubai or Gulf
Okay.
country.
To take that woman back to the Gulf, he needs to show a nikah nama.
Nikah nama.
So that nikah nama is this fraudulent document. But obviously when he's at the immigration counter, वो nikah nama पढ़ते हैं whether.
तो अभी क्या हो रहा है, पहले एटलीस्ट द निकानामा वॉज शोन एंड वेदर द गर्ल वॉज 14 or 15 or 18, द गर्ल वॉज गोइंग एंड देन शी वॉज मैरिड मैनी टाइम्स एंड देन वॉट एवर हैपन्स टू हर हैपन्स. बट नाउ they are not able to take the girl if she is 18, not 18, if she is a child. तो उसको क्या कर रहे हैं, यहीं पर शादी करके 15 दिन they stay in the hotel. That's why that talaqnama is also signed. And then she sent back home. It's a legalized prostitution.
How is it legalized? क्योंकि
Because निकानामा है ना, fake निकानामा. See, निकानामा, whether from Hyderabad or from Bombay or from anywhere, for Muslim it is a निकानामा. So acceptable.
But it is not sanctified
In
by
our
the
Khazis.
हाँ.
Our Khazis. And there is another system now. From Bombay, if they don't take the nikanama, the girl is married on WhatsApp.
How can a girl be married on WhatsApp?
Khazi comes on the WhatsApp. It's a conference call. And then qabul hai. And then things are settled. She will not go immediately. She is sent on Khadima post to the Gulf country.
What is a khadima post?
Khadima
Service.
is maid servants like.
हाँ, क्योंकि पर उसमें भी तो माइनर को नहीं भेज सकते.
माइनर को नहीं भेज सकते, तो आधार कार्ड चेंजेस, पासपोर्ट में चेंज हो जाता. दैट एनीबडी फॉर सम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी दे विल चेंज. बस.
So these malpractices were there since how long?
See, in the beginning in 70s and 80s it was smoothly going. You remember Amina's case?
हाँ.
एयर होस्टेस जो है बचाई थी,
वो रो रही थी and she
हाँ.
went to ask what has happened.
That was in
and then
90s.
He was 56 or something.
हाँ,
her husband?
91 शायद, 91,
Yes,
92. हाँ.
Correct.
फिर उसके बाद में 97 में there was one case of Masarrat. She was married 7 times in 1 month here in the hotel, and they made blue films. Then that news came up, and then we started working. I actually started working on this issue from 2002. But because my cousins were married off, it was there always in back of my mind that I should work on this and work on this.
Did they come back, your cousins?
No, they are settled there. They see, आज आप कल आज कहीं गए थे ना, चंद्रयान गुट्टा, शाहीन नगर, बाबा नगर, बारकस, you will find all big houses.
Yeah.
But under the big houses you have the flesh of these adolescent girls. They get money, family doesn't work. Every house, if you enter the house, you will have TV, good fridge, and always the food is biryani from outside. They don't have any work. What do? They sell the daughters like this. तो बाबा नगर में 100 families में 33 girls were married off like this.
That's a large number. But why do they come to India? I'd ask a question. Why here?
Not only in India, Bangladesh, Pakistani, they go to any country wherever the girls are, the families are very poor.
I'd heard कि केरला में भी होता है.
होता होगा, बिल्कुल होता होगा.
तो why? What is it about Hyderabad? Why Hyderabad?
Hyderabad has got a link, no? Long ago, I mean during Nizam's time, feudal times, you have got some book about Nizam. Yeah. They Chaush were called from Yemen and other Gulf countries. They were supposed, Chaush means guarding the wealth. The person who guards the wealth is called Chaush. So that Chaush families were coming, settling here, and Nizam was paying them for every child 200 rupees as stipend or scholarship or whatever. But afterwards there was no, they had
Once
no job.
Nizam went, there was nothing to
No
do.
job.
Huh.
So they started doing this, and this became a business for them. Most of the Chaush families, you will have this. But I am also from a Chaush family.
Okay. But you decided to do God's own work.
My family was little different because my father was a painter. So he came out from the old city and settled in the new city. And he was a professor.
This thing is, I hear this so often. As soon as somebody can, they get out of the old city. But the old city doesn't change its ways.
I'm there for last 20 years now. 24 years. There cannot be any change. I keep changing them. We rescue the girls, we support them, we make them strong. But how many one organization can do?
When did this organization start and what do you do? What all do you do?
We registered in 2002 and we work on, we are called Mahila Mandal. Mostly if you enter that area, ask Mahila Mandal, they will show Shaheen. Because we work counseling the girls, taking the women to the police station, taking them to the court, getting them justice. Lot of domestic violence. Those days there was no law for domestic violence. So we worked on domestic violence, we have lot of incest. So what is not there in the old city? What kind of, every house has a family violence.
Has anybody tried to stop you? Like, do those Pahalwan kind stop you?
We got everything from them.
They tried to what? Intimidation.
First the women came and attacked us.
Why?
Because you're doing things which are not there in the religion, you have to know your religion first. How is it that you're talking about all these things? I used to talk about polygamy, I used to talk about triple talaq. Those days, anybody who would know, if a husband comes home and the girl doesn't give water to the husband, she was given divorce. A glass of water, if she doesn't offer him, she was given divorce. That was the situation when I started working.
Instant talaq.
Instant. But slowly talaq stopped, but polygamy did not stop. There are men who married many times, even now. Khula is not given to girls so easily. Unless the husband agrees to the khula, she is not free from that. So the laws are like that.
I interviewed Asaduddin Owaisi, and he was, even when I interviewed him last year, he said this, the new law which has come on the triple talaq, because of that, women are getting abandoned. Kam se kam earlier, so desertion is become because of the new law.
तो खुला तो दे सकते ना, खुला के लिए तुमको कोई नहीं रोक रहा, तलाक नहीं दे सकते, but they can give खुला, no? That they are not agreeing. They trouble the woman so much that she should get rid of that family. He will marry another woman in another place. Now polygamy is easy for them.
But it's illegal in this country. Doesn't matter.
That is only for government employees. Who says it is illegal?
Unless the first wife goes and complains.
We stopped the second marriages also. We have done that also. But that's also a risk. So we were attacked by women, then we were attacked by the men. On Friday after namaz, 25 men came to my room and they started questioning me. 2.5 hours they questioned me. And later on they left. They said she needs to learn Quran and they went off.
You have read the Quran, I'm presuming.
Yes, in my childhood, when I was 5, I finished my Quran.
So आपसे बहस नहीं कर सकते वो?
मैं कुछ बहस भी नहीं करना चाह रही थी. आप लड़कियों को सड़कें बताती हैं.
सड़कें बताने में क्या दिक्कत
है? क्या
हर्ज
है? We were taking them to Mysore, we were taking them to the other places, putting up the plays. Basically I'm a poet, so I write poetry, I was writing plays and we were performing.
Performing is also wrong.
Wrong. खवाली करते हैं, हमारी लड़कियां खवाली करते. About child marriage, about all the issues of women. So they don't like.
Have things improved? Because when I was researching, I found that after 2017, not much has happened. But what you're saying is it doesn't get reported. Why is it that it doesn't get reported?
Because, the girl is married at late night. Nobody knows that the marriage has happened. Then she goes through embassy. She doesn't get a visa. She doesn't have a stamp visa on her passport. The visa is given at the airport to her. There also they have got their own people. ये मैरिज में एक मैरिज में आपको 5 families are benefited, and these 5 families work so that they are safe, and the girl goes there safe. If you मैं बच्चों लड़कियों को लाती थी आपको सुनाने के लिए.
Why is it that she gets visa only in the airport? What is that connection?
Because if we plan beforehand and if it goes through
She
the
goes
proper
somewhere else.
channel,
हाँ.
things will be reported somewhere, recorded.
हाँ.
तो इसीलिए नहीं.
But now, even in that old Hyderabad city, haven't people got to know that अब rights हैं, information अब तक नहीं गया है?
Information सब है, लेकिन they think that this is easy marriage. देखिए हैदराबाद में if the girl wants to get married to we have all arranged marriages, we don't have love marriages. तो arranged marriage में somebody they have to find somebody, and then we have to give lot of dowry, and auto driver charges 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. So where from the mother brings? And how many single women we have in Khassab community? There are 950 single women now.
Why? Abandoned. And it's
Or
more
widows.
than Hindu women, more than Christian women. What is it? Why are there more abandoned Muslim women?
Old city is totally ghettoized. There are Muslims one side, there are Valmiki. We work in the middle of that place. We have Valmiki scavenging community one side. We have got Kurma and other backward caste the other side. But these Muslims don't mix up with them or them. We try to bring them together, but normally they don't mix up.
Why?
A burqa-clad woman cannot go that side because they think that it is not safe, and they also start commenting Pakistan, Pakistan. If a burqa-clad girl goes that side, she is called Pakistani. So that's what I'm saying. If the girl goes out, she's not safe. If the girl is at home, she's not safe. So we started working on safety mapping also. Where is the girl safe? We work with the police. We call the police, create awareness among the women about that you are safe outside. We have got now cameras, thanks to our CC cameras, that we have got all around cameras.
So, are these girls educated or not?
These girls who are married off like this are not educated. But those who are married off, who are educated are not going for this marriage. They will immediately say no to that marriage.
So, education is the first step out of this menace?
Yes.
Okay. And then once you've been working with the government, has the government tried to talk to these countries and stop this from happening?
We actually, for embassies and women commission, we wrote letters to them, and then they connected like that. We could save some 3-4 girls like this. One girl who was married to the Sudani man, he took her, her mother and father, both of them died. She had nowhere to go. She was with her grandmother. So grandmother married off like this. She was just 14. But she was looking tall and hefty. Then after going there, she realized that she was put in a hotel. And these girls are given some medicine, so that they get unconscious and they don't know what is happening to them. When she became conscious, she realized that this is what sexual harassment is being happening to her for almost 15 days. So she came out of that. She ran out, and then she came to she called us here, and we told them that find out some embassy or go to the airport somehow. She came to the airport, reported, and came back.
Who helped her? Indian embassy.
Indian embassy. And after reaching here, she settled down. She married a boy of her choice. Now she has 2-3 children.
Oh, at least one story which ended happily.
And there are many such stories. There is one girl, there was a very interesting story of a big rich sheikh who married. In the afternoon, he married one girl. She was 16. Then he married in the evening one 15-year-old. And when this marriage was happening, this girl came to know that he's marrying another girl. So she immediately, both of them were nearby to our office. So she immediately called the police. We had given them all police numbers because, and we keep telling them that police is your friend. You can talk to the police anytime. So she rang up to the police, brought the police to the hotel, and then he was arrested. That happened in 2000. 17 somewhere or 15 somewhere.
So it wasn't that she called the police because it happened to her, because he went and married another one.
Another girl, that's what.
Chalo.
Because this girl was very poor. All this happens because of poverty. The second girl ki mother, she was very angry with us because we stopped the marriage. So she was very angry and she said, you go keep them with you. How many girls we can keep with us? We don't have so much fun to give them shelter.
What is the solution out of this? I mean, education is one.
Education. So this girl who was 15, we made her write 10th class exam. We made her do intermediate, and now she's working in a mall and married a man of her choice. So there are cases where the girl rebels and stands against it.
So also awareness, to spread awareness what you are doing, but also to spread awareness in those countries that, one, it is morally wrong, ethically, morally wrong. To tell people it's also wrong even as per the religion.
Woman is always an object. She is a commodity. She is not equal. That becomes a problem. We talk about equality and which is not acceptable to them.
So you can't say it's morally wrong, ethically wrong. No. You can just say it's legally wrong.
So much so, legally wrong we can say, but that is also acceptable because a man can have many wives.
As per the Sharia. So even in
So
that
hum
country...
kya kiye? We spoke to a Khazi also. There was in Women and Child Welfare Department, we got one Muslim guy and we told him that we have to stop this, you should help us. So he said, okay, we'll arrange the meeting. So I called the Khazi. We have a chief Khazi who is a very genuine, sincere person. See, all the Khazis are not this kind of people. So he came to our dais and said that it is written as when the girl is baligh. Baligh means what? When she is mature. When do we mature? Mentally. It is not mentioned physically or mentally. So we said baligh means she should be mature enough to understand things, and that is 18 years of age. And he committed that in front of us on our dais and in front of the media. And then he was attacked. After that, he never came to us. So we keep trying things, but the things don't happen. So
but nobody's come out with a fatwa, say for example.
We were given fatwa.
You were given a fatwa?
Yes.
No, what I meant was that nobody gave a fatwa to say कि child marriage गलत
No,
है.
not just child marriage. We were given fatwa that पूरे लड़कियों को भटका रही है, ये organization को बंद करना चाहिए. बड़ा fatwa आया. तो we went and questioned it in the court. तो court में nullify हो गया. Then there was a case against us. See, we were not only doing this child marriage thing, we were also talking about domestic violence. We were talking about equality. We were talking about custody of children by the mother. तो ये सब कुछ उनको सवाल आता ना.
So this area is represented by such well-known people. Why is it that they don't bring up the case?
Even the Siyasat paper or Rehnuma paper, they don't want to have coverage about this.
कितनी देर चलेगा ये और?
कितने दिन चलता? देखिए अब मैं बुढ़ी हो गई. बट क्या कर सकते?
How do you cope with this kind of stress? You said you write poetry.
See, the girls whom I cannot get justice to, they are in my poems.
Can you recite something for us?
First I'll tell you the story. This is a very interesting story. Mother was a widow and she had 3 daughters. And first daughter was married off like this to the Gulf country. She sent a lot of money. Then second daughter was married to an auto driver. But third daughter was again very beautiful. They think if the girl is beautiful, she should go there and make money. So she was also married off to the old. So she promised mother, I'll bring a lot of money so that you can have your own house. And her mother's ambition was to have her own house. So she came, but within 6 months, the girl died. Mother got the house. She died because she got diseases.
Oh God.
She got married many times. So this is a poem which actually there was a conference in India Week in Germany, Hamburg. There also I read this poem. We didn't talk about the issue, but I read the poem. माँ को तकलीफ ना हो, खर्च का कोई बोझ ना हो. माँ को तकलीफ ना हो, खर्च का कोई बोझ ना हो. मेरे भाइयों के लिए एक नया तारा चमके. मेरे जाने से मेरे घर में उजाला आए. घर में चूल्हा तो जलेगा, नए कपड़े होंगे। घर में चूल्हा तो जलेगा, नए कपड़े होंगे। दिल ने सोचा चलो सौदा कर ले। दिल ने सोचा चलो सौदा कर ले। मैं थी 16 की, वो था 65 का। ईंट पर ईंट रखे एक नया घर बन जाए, रात ही रात मेरा घर महल बन जाए। दिल ने सोचा चलो सौदा कर ले। नया टीवी, नई गाड़ी, नया मोबाइल मिले। मोबाइल वॉज अ बिग थिंग फॉर अस। सारा घर नाच उठे, खुशियों का सागर उबले। दिल ने सोचा चलो सौदा कर ले। रात आई थी, बहुत रातों के बाद आई थी। रात आई थी लम्स की सौगात लिए, ख्वाहिशों की नई बारात लिए। एक तूफ़ान सा उठा था दिल में, पास आया ही था वो कि जोश जुनूं ठंडा हुआ। रात भर सुंद पड़ी, तकिया मेरा रोने लगा। आँख जो मूंद ली, बिस्तर दोज होने लगी। देखती क्या हूँ, मेरे बाजू मेरे हाथ बने रेत का ढेर। मेरी रग रग में सीमेंट फैल गई, दीवारें खड़ी होने लगीं। एक नया महल बना, नगर बना, शहर बना। मेरा मासूम बदन उस महल तले, नगर तले दफन हुआ।
What a tragedy.
Like this, we interviewed 35 girls, and this was all done in, again, 2010-11. And then we realized that we should do not just talk about it, but we should do sting operations. And
It's such a touching poem, but it's actually somebody's real life.
that's what. Because mother is a widow, and she had 3 daughters.
And it's not a story which is over. What you're saying is that ये अभी भी होता है,
अभी भी होता है।
और it's showing no signs of ending.
एक ऑटो ड्राइवर who can earn every day some 1500 or 2000 rupees, he says, मैडम मैं ऑटो चला के मुझे क्या मिलता? If I get into this brokery, this middleman job, I'll get 30,000 for one marriage. So which one do I prefer?
Yeah.
So because of this one girl, 5 families are earning their livelihood.
So there's need, if listeners and viewers, if you can spare time, energy and resources, we need more than just one Shaheen Foundation.
That's it. And need in Barkas. Barkas is the area where every family has one girl gone out.
Yeah.
Barkas, Baba Nagar, Shaheen Nagar, Hassan Nagar. These days they are going to the villages also. Kareem Nagar, Mehboob Nagar, where not? Nizamabad.
Basti areas.
Wherever there is extreme poverty, exploit this.
It's something that the cover needs to be blown. Success stories are told, but there is need to.
A need to do a lot of work.
Thank you so much for coming and telling us, and God give you a lot of strength. And we hope that next time we meet, things would have changed. Hopefully, there'll be more people who will come and support you
I hope
in
so.
the work that you do, in God's own work. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Thank you for watching or listening to this edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. Do share this conversation with people who you think will benefit from listening to this. Namaste, Jai Hind. Click here to watch the previous episodes.